Hello and welcome to TEW 2016, the branding solution, and today we are here with Survivor Series. I have no entrance video for this because there's just too much going on this show, and surprisingly I have a 4-hour show and a half-hour pre-show with nearly my whole roster involved, which I think is huge. My pre-show is going to be the ones who didn't quite make the card but had good enough looking matches I could have, plus a few just. And this is one of the two what I call good pre-show matches. It wasn't a main show, and when I say good, it's in a very loose term. There is enough going on here with Baron Corbin, Roderick Strong, Dillinger and Gabriel to hopefully continue things on. 53 is a good start. I went with Baron Corbin winning and Roderick Strong looking strong. Baron Corbin is coming on really well. As you can see, I've got him up to performance of 61, which is the best of this whole lot. So I'm happy with where that one went. My next one was the main good selection of women I had left having their match. I decided to let the computer decide who was going to win this one. And the Heartbreak Express and SAS with Alexa Nicole won, which was quite a surprise, I'm not going to lie. But hey, we've got a host of improvements, 52. These matches aren't going to be the best, let's be honest. Moving on, we have mostly Shockwave. I had all of these guys left not in matches, and I also had Primo and Epico, so I thought I'd put them on the Hill team. They did the job, and the Hill team won, thankfully. I picked Drew McIntyre to win this one, because I want to start rebuilding his career. So yeah, and you can see a host of improvements throughout the whole lot. 57 means we are improving. We start by airing a video of Rollins, Ambrose and Reigns. I went with just this because their match is going to be the main event, even though every other match on this card is a Survivor Series style match. I'm having one title match. The rest are building up to who could be the new #1 contenders. In the first match, which circles around the tag team division with Jay Lethal and Heath Slater involved for some unknown. Yeah, they're in it because they need to have an extra member in each team. The tag team got some heat, so that's good. I put Big Cass to win because I am keeping him looking very strong, because on here he's much better than Enzo. Jay Lethal will start developing a new rivalry soon. I promise you he will actually be in a relatively good rivalry, as potentially will Heath Slater. Now between here I'm just going to put in a load of promos. They're just going to be talking about main challengers, and Sasha Banks is talking about Charlotte and how she doesn't want to deal with Charlotte yet again. Now, as we know, I have put Sasha on to turn, but it's not going to happen until I decide if it happens. I'm not liking how these Survivor Series matches are going. They're all getting about 50-ish. For this, we had the Extinction Agenda, Forgotten Generation, and Naomi win because I am not letting Ember Moon get pinned. And you can't set someone to be just disqualified. It's moved both the storylines on nicely. That's what it wants to do. And then we've got potential the Forgotten Generation versus Beautifully Dangerous next, and they can move on to their next thing. I'm looking at potentially Ember Moon versus Asuka in a couple of months' time. Kofi Kingston cuts a promo on The Miz. This is because Kofi's team versus Miz's team. Winning team gets to find, if The Miz wins, he gets another title shot against Kofi. Yeah, so that's a nice one. Kofi 74, I'm happy. Not going to be the best. Now this was the one that was literally thrown together, and it's been the match of the night so far. I had to have a match that included Adam Cole, Nakamura, Okada and Cesaro. So I just saw who else wasn't on the card. Good draws, Mark Henry, Devon Goldust, Murph and Blake and Kane, and somehow it was so far the best match. I actually put Nakamura to get the win, and Kane and Mark Henry. Kane did not moan that I put Nakamura to beat him. Which, if you look at his performance, Nakamura is 65. Cesaro is the only one better. Adam Cole's up to 65 as well. So I'm very happy with this one. We now have Triple H cut the promo on The Undertaker. How Triple H has been... He lost to The Undertaker thanks to Bray Wyatt's interference. He lost to Dolph Ziggler thanks to because of The Undertaker's interference. He's tired of it. He wants to put this to an end tonight. We have our next match, I hope, which is getting me a 50. And this is another one with one thrown together team, shall we say. And we have the fashion capital of the world, which is Tyler, the Ford Villain, Braun Strowman and Zack Ryder, beating Mojo, Fandango, the old rivals, and people who wanted to get involved in the business. Tyler Breeze picks up the win, keeping Tyler looking very strong going into his potential title picture. We now have Kevin Owens cut a promo on Bray Wyatt. As we know, at the next pay-per-view, Kevin Owens will face Bray Wyatt. Winner gets to keep the Money in the Bank briefcase, which is currently Bray Wyatt's. And this is a spite because Triple H is furious. Kevin Owens sided with Triple H. We move on to where I hope things start to get a lot better. This is definitely a glitch down here because he has debuted that gimmick for the last 3 weeks. So, yeah, not happy with this. But we have the club, Omega, Gallows, Anderson, and Bucks versus Austin Aries, the Briscoes, and the Primetime Players. And look at the ring performances by the whole lot, they're all brilliant. But the tag team race lost heat. Great. As we know, the tag team champions are actually the Revival, not even in this match because I couldn't put them on the Hill team. These are all the contenders, really. And, well, I'm happy with the way it went. I could have seen it slightly better, but still. We now have CM Punk cutting a promo on AJ, reminding him that he's got the perfect match planned for AJ Styles once his team wins. Clear stipulation in this one, Punk's team versus AJ's team. The winner gets to pick the match for the title at the next pay-per-view. And we're back to the drowsy ones. Again, this on paper I penciled this in for the pre-show, but I think I've built up enough between Axel and Neville to put this on the main card, because we've also had hashtag DIY and American Alpha back and forth for a few months now. So, yeah. Also had Kurt Angle at ringside, which helped a lot. Not the best match, but it does all it needs to do to keep Curtis Axel looking strong. We then have Sasha giving a promo on Bayley. So we've had her cut a promo on a heel and now a face. Again, teasing that she may not be set on any side of the fence at the moment. As I feel that there's not enough heels left for her to face. So I could turn her heel to face all the faces next. But I still haven't made my final decision, so I like the idea of having a tweening between face and heel. Now here's where the show should start to get great. I hope so badly. This is Team Kofi Kingston defeating Team Miz. Keyword is they won. I had the Miz losing. The other reason for this is the Miz and Kofi Kingston have terrible chemistry in ring. so I couldn't have anything to do with this happening. It's moved all the storylines along. Everybody's looked good in this match, I think. So, as you can see here, Samoa Joe and Jack Swagger are the weak links, and Alberto. And The Miz also, his performance in the ring is bad. So this actually opens up the door for my final. I don't want to touch that yet. My next twist. Big E is actually involved in helping Kofi Kingston win. But Kofi Kingston is celebrating like he won the match single-handedly. Big E gets in the ring. He's had enough. He wasn't allowed to be on Kofi Kingston's team. His partner wouldn't let him be. He hits big Kofi Kingston with the big ending and stands over him holding the title. Big E has turned on Kofi Kingston. And this has to come off good. Complete success. We got an 82 rating, which is brilliant. I've built this up for a couple of weeks now. Big E helped Kofi win the title when he attacked Dean Ambrose for him. This is a perfect turn, and I'm so happy with the rating. But I'm also worried the rest of the show won't live up to it. We had to bring the crowd down a little bit here. We had to have a weak Shockwave Cruiserweight one. For 59, I had to let the heels win because I got my tag champion and my Cruiserweight champion in. So, yeah, it'll do all it needs to do. Then move on to Roman Reigns cutting a promo with Seth Rollins. Lost some heat, which is a bit disappointing, but still we know how they all go, these promos. We move on to the weaker women's one, where I actually let these guys get the win. I want Natalya to win. I had a plan set up for Natalya. Yeah, that's pretty much all we need to see here. TaylorMade finally got a bit of comeuppance against her by Mickey as well, so yeah. Big E is backstage, and he is fuming. He says he's so relieved that he's settled the score with Kofi. He wants that title that he believes is partly his, and he is formally challenging Kofi Kingston to a title match at the next pay-per-view, and he wants the answer tomorrow night on Raw. That's another big segment for Big E. Now we're back to the big shows, where we have Team CM Punk defeating Team AJ Styles, which is surprising that it was actually AJ who wasn't the last eliminated. If I had my way, I would have actually been able to put it so AJ was the first eliminated in this match to be added to the shock. But you can't pick who goes out first, so we went that way instead. So this means Punk can choose the match. And the 75 is good. We're going the right direction. Now we have Seth Rollins now cut a promo for how he's going to retain his championship. Now I think this is the women's one, which I think should be a good 72 rating. But I've also gone with Charlotte to pick up the win here, which at the moment means it's going to be a fatal 5-way match between these 5 to see who will face Sasha Banks at the next pay-per-view. I do have a small twist to come into that storyline, not going to lie, but we'll wait for that one to come out. I've already picked who I want to be the new number 1 contender though. So, yeah, that's ready. A solid match. Good performances all round. Obviously the weak link was Summer Rae, but otherwise nobody else got less than a 70, which is great. And of course Sasha head and shoulders above the rest. We throw out another promo. Dean Ambrose cutting it. He's giving it in style, which worked quite well. And we move into what should have been a better-ish match, I would have thought. Team Triple H wins this match when The Undertaker finally got pinned by the game. I had to keep Ziggler and Bray strong for this. I know it seems a bit cheap, but you can see an 85 for Owens, 85, an 86 for Bray Wyatt, 80 for The Undertaker, and 84. It was a very mixed card, mixed amount of people in it. Also, we have the two weak links this side, and Finn and Morris on that side. Yes, I know Finn's a lot better in real life, but in the game, I haven't built him up to be as formidable as he is in real life. He is just Bray's demon, so we only ever see him in demon colours. No face, like he only turns up on pay-per-views or very few occasions. We then move on to our contract signing between John Cena and Brock Lesnar, and the announcement that this match will be a stretcher match between the two to finally settle the score, and a 94 is brilliant. Nothing else really to say. I didn't want any confrontation between them. We want to try and keep that away from happening every week at all, otherwise it's just a bit stale. I still don't know who's going to win, but I would like to keep John Cena around to potentially help some more of the heels on Shockwave, because I feel he's not allowed in title matches whatever happens, but I feel we can get some good rivalries out of the up-and-comers with him, so we'll see where that goes, and we pray this main event is good. An 81, that's good. I'm really happy. It should be a little bit better. Probably it needs a better commentary. Oh well. Seth Rollins retains the World Heavyweight Championship when he pins Dean Ambrose. Says with pedigree, there's some more backstory to this. And afterwards, Bray Wyatt's music hits. He comes looking to claim Money in the Bank, but Triple H appears on the A-frame and tells him there's always a plan B, Bray, remember that. And Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins and Kevin Owens work together to take down Bray Wyatt. So Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are now on the same field. And it's almost like Dean Ambrose has accepted that Seth was the better leader, and he is joining Triple H as well, all the hills. And I know that's a bad end segment, it should have been better. I don't know who the weak link in that is, because they're all performance-wise 90s. We hope we get into the 80s after that segment. Did we make it, is the question. We got 80. I'm happy enough with that. As we continue to build, we have Seth, we have the praise because he stole the show. I want to praise Roman as well, because the whole three of them did great. Really didn't, let's be honest. And we're going to give Big E some praise because his turn was incredibly important. Make the features please, and please. So we'll have that for the main screen and see the host for those people. Okay, we are back at the main screen, and you can see a big firing. I don't know, actually that's not the guy I thought it was. But it is big. Let's see. No, okay. No. Fair enough, this is interesting, can't work for me anyway. They most like the majority of the show. Bo Dallas is going down to developmental. Yes. I had to add, I decided to developmental as well. As for this, Sheamus Someone's offered Ring of Honor and offered Shane a deal. Will he actually accept the deal from him? No, he still hates him. Jack Gallagher has been released, but I believe he only works in the UK on this. I'll have to bring him in. Maybe he will come. Build him into my. Doesn't say he works here. Well, let's point that out. I want to give that guy a chance because I've not seen in real life. He entertains. There's this guy again. We'll try to be released, so he's with that rental. No, I can't hire anyone to the main roster. It's as simple as that. Adam Cole, I believe Adrian English is a natural talker. Interesting. We'll just have a quick look at a couple of things here. Storylines. We have 73 for Legend, 75, 54, 79 for the Unicorn, constantly impressive. That was okay, could be better. Tag teams have got TV titles okay. 76 not the best. And again, wish the one that really made that. Hugging time. Have we got any that are over? No. European. That's an 80. We knew that would be the strong one. And 80 for this one because we know Clump had AJ will tear the house down. Who is hot in this list? The usual suspects, I guess. And who is not? The ones we don't care about. Always good to see. But we will end Survivor Series here, and we will be back with Raw next to see if Kofi has an answer for Big E.